to Scott Fox After 9. It's Friday. That means listener DMs today. I'm going to bring in the great Anna Almeida to help me out with this one. Anna, 2 days in a row in the pod studio. How you doing?
Oh, it feels good to be back. I love your pod. It's so much fun.
Thank you. Yesterday's Silent Date Guy episode got so many downloads. It shocks me every time I publish one of those.
It's just his story, their love story is so out of this world, and yet it makes sense to them, and now we love it and we need more. And there's actually a lot of questions, DMs coming up later that I'm going to read to you. So it's interesting. People got really involved with the snip.
The amount of people that overshared information yesterday about their vasectomy, I found it alarming. It was jarring, Anna. The amount of people that are like, oh, Scott, it's not a big deal. They just lift up the dick and they slice in here. And I'm like, I don't need to know, dude. I'm not getting it done. My buddy is.
Yeah, well, there's some of that. Maybe not in full frontal, but you're going to hear about it.
Yeah. You know what I think we'll do today is, because it's Halloween, the Jays are playing great Game 6 tonight, and I don't even know how many people are going to hear this episode because the Jays game is on at 8 o'clock and it's trick or treat and people are busy. So we'll try and keep it compact and we'll try and do some fun stuff too. How about we open with a joke?
Oh, I love jokes. Okay, yes.
This is not my joke. This is one that the leader of the Conservative Party of Canada told last night at a youth rally in Toronto. A lot of young people out last night cheering on Pierre Poilievre in Toronto, Liberal City, and I thought it was an amazing crowd. And Pierre got him going with a joke.
Okay.
I'm going to share it with you now.
And up. It reminds me of the lady who got married for her fourth time. And as she was leaving the wedding hall and driving with her new husband to the hotel, she said, I'm feeling a little bit nervous. He said, why? She said, this is my first time being with a man. And he said, well, how is that possible? You've been married 3 times already. And she said, well, each of my prior husbands had a condition. My first husband had a heart condition. And so when we got back to the hotel room, he got so excited that sadly he died of a heart attack. My second husband had an eye condition. And so he didn't see a tree as he was driving back to the hotel, and he hit it and didn't survive the crash. And the man said, what about your third husband? What was his condition? She said, well, he was a liberal. And so every night he would just sit at the end of the bed and promise how good it would one day be.
It doesn't matter who you support. That is just funny.
That's a good joke.
That was good. Oh, my gosh.
All right, let's get into the listener DMs, and I'm going to sprinkle a little bit of content into this pod as well. Not the content I normally do. We'll do some fun stuff for a Friday. Let's just keep it chill and relax.
Oh, that was so good. I loved it. Okay,
right.
First off, we have Sunny. Hey, Scott, what's your opinion on the SNAP program in the U.S.? And do you think the Trump administration will do something to keep it running? Love your podcast and have always been listening.
Thank you a lot, Sonny. I appreciate that. The SNAP program, as far as I know, provides benefits to low-income Americans. And you know that my son lives in the States. Yeah. I was talking to him yesterday, and he said, I'm going out to do a big grocery shop tomorrow. And I said, well, Josh, why would you do grocery shopping on Halloween? Surely there's a better time to do it. And he said he's fully expecting rioting and looting. Because if those programs get cut off, people are going to get desperate for food, and he doesn't want to get mugged outside the grocery store.
Bless him. Oh my gosh, that's scary.
That's how bad it is. America's got to figure out this shutdown. I mean, there's got to be a better way. And the simple way, Anna, that occurs to me is live within your means. The government has a debt ceiling, and they keep voting to extend the debt ceiling. Why don't you just live within your means? If you bring in $1 million, you can spend $1 million. If you bring in $1 million, you can't spend $1.2 million. You certainly can't vote to print more money. We've got a similar problem in Canada, although we handle it a little differently. We have a government that just does it. In America, at least there's a little bit of opposition there, and they can't seem to figure it out. And that's why the government is still shut down. It's also proof, by the way, Sonny, last thing I'll say on this. It's proof that politicians care more about politics and winning than they do about people, because this is a political matter that should be able to be sorted out between adults in a room. They should all be able to say, this shutdown is not good for anybody. Let's just pass this clean funding bill. No extras, no pork, nothing. We're just going to pass the funding bill for what we need, and we will revisit it when we do the next budget. They should be able to do that, but they're all trying to score points. And who suffers? The middle class again. Ottawa does it, and Washington does it. Sad.
It is sad. Okay, so Angie, she says, here we go, Scott. I'm thinking the past couple visits with Trump and the king had to do with the Epstein files.
That's an interesting one.
Yeah.
Sorry, who was that?
That is from Angie. I like this theory.
Angie, Trump has said a number of times that he loves King Charles. They get along very, very well. Is it possible, though, that the reason Trump has visited with the king so many times because of the Epstein files? They could both be in it. Just yesterday, Charles stripped Prince Andrew of everything. They even evicted him from Sandringham House.
That's huge.
That's massive.
This is his brother.
This guy isn't even allowed to call himself a prince anymore. And I'm wondering, should Charles face the same fate? Ooh. And who would decide that? And when are we going to get the Epstein files and figure out who did what to kids? Because once that happens, you can't put the toothpaste back in the tube, right? We just need names. And then we just go on a mission to make sure that they face justice.
Yes.
I don't know if there's anything to it. I don't know if Trump's in it. I don't know if the king is in it. I know Prince Andrew is in him. And the man formerly known as Prince.
No, that prince is rolling in his grave. Okay.
Yeah, no kidding. It's a good theory. I don't know if there's anything to it, but I certainly love the scandalous nature of it.
Me too.
Can I tell you a story before we go on to the next DM?
Yeah, please.
Scientists at the Shanghai Institute of Technology have created an artificial tongue that can determine how spicy food is.
Oh, great. I hate spice. This is awesome.
This tongue detects compounds in food. The tongue is made of a thin film and reacts to pungent compounds. The device could potentially become a portable tool for measuring spice levels without risking burning your taste buds.
Okay, wait a minute. Yeah. A portable tongue that you just carry with you to try things?
Uh-huh. Hey,
I've gone to stores to buy things like that.
Yeah. And to the fine folks at the Shanghai Institute of Technology, God bless you. You recognize there's a problem in the world and you set out to solve it. But despite you having the best of intentions, I'm here to tell you.
Oh, gosh.
Over here anyway in North America, some people are going to abuse it.
Oh.
You know, you've got this tongue that you're carrying around in your purse. And maybe it's intended to tell you if something is spicy before you put it in your mouth, but they're going to put it somewhere else. I'm just telling you. And I hate to crap on your invention. Good for you. But people are going to abuse the hell out of that.
Scott, they were trying to think outside the box. What are you going to do? What are you going to do? What? Don't do it.
Nice try to the folks at the Shanghai Institute of Technology.
Oh, that was a good laugh. Okay, and this goes on to a little bit more of a serious moment. Tim, he writes, hey, Scott, how familiar are you with the nuclear news? Wild stuff that I feel is not getting enough attention. I firmly believe that all the meetings that Carney had with Trump are to do with his own personal deal.
Oh, so Brookfield signed a massive multi-billion-dollar deal with the U.S. government to provide nuclear power and build the small nuclear reactors, which aren't that small, by the way. You know, people have been talking about these small nuclear reactors and stuff for a while. I thought they were like the size of a briefcase. No, they're just a little smaller than the current nuclear reactors. They're not that small, but they do create a lot of power. Now, America keeps insisting they don't need Canada for anything, and we're about to dive into the nuclear world. So America is going to get their own nuclear power. And who are they getting it from? Brookfield. Mark Carney's buddies. The company he moved to America right before he became prime minister. He's still intimately tied to Brookfield. How is that not a conflict of interest for more people?
Oh,
I don't know.
I didn't even know about that.
Yeah, that Carney's involved with Brookfield, or that Brookfield is doing nuclear deals with America?
Well, just that he moved them over before he took office.
Yeah, you know, like you get Doug Ford out here and he's pouring out Crown Royal and he's threatening to do whatever to people at executives at Stellantis and stuff like that. He didn't say boo when Mark Carney moved Brookfield to New York and all those Canadian jobs gone. So Brookfield is there, and they got like I said, it was like $80 billion contract out of the U.S. government to build nuclear reactors. Mark, could your company do something for us since you left us high and dry last year? You know what? I'm not even going to get mad about it. It's just so outrageous that people are either going to see it and realize it is just an incredible irony or a conflict of interest, however you want to look at it, or they don't care. And it's fine. Either way. If you don't care, you don't care. I'm not going to try and convince you.
Well, Rob writes, hey, Scott and Anna, Canada versus U.S. and trade deals can be summed up pretty simply. U.S. signs trade deals while Canada signs memorandums of understanding. One actually brings in revenue, while the other is simply words and photo ops.
These MOUs, memorandums of understanding, they don't really mean anything. They're not international treaties. They're not trade deals. It's just we're going to talk further. That's all it means. It's just smoke and mirrors. I don't know. Do people see that? Like when you see the PM saying he's coming back from this ASEAN summit with, I don't know, 20 billion in trade deals or 20 billion in memorandums of understanding. Do you actually think that the Canadian people are going to see $20 billion? Because I don't.
Not.
I don't think that's going to happen.
And I'm not deeply, my knowledge when it comes to politics have grown since we've met, and I understand it a lot more than I did. But even I would have known that that's just lies. It's just, again, smoke and mirrors.
They say a minimum 1 in 5 people are going to order in tonight.
Oh, for Halloween. Oh, the World Series, of course.
It's the World Series. And I mean, on a night like that, sure, let's get some pizzas going. Let's get some wings, some shawarma. Let's get some burritos, whatever.
Sign me up for all of the above.
But then you get into the Halloween part of it, too. And it's going to be nonstop for those food couriers from like 3, 4 o'clock this afternoon right through until about 10 or 11 o'clock tonight.
And kudos to those who are having Halloween parties tonight. Like, I'm so happy I'm not going to any. I just
Thank you for not inviting us.
Yeah, honestly, I'm really happy because I don't want to be distracted. I want to watch the game. I don't want to have to dance and then go sit down.
In America tonight, Papa John's alone estimates they'll deliver 900,000 pizzas. 900,000 pizzas tonight in America, and they don't even have a chance at winning the World Series.
And there won't be any leftovers tomorrow. That's right.
Do we know who's singing the anthem yet?
Not yet.
They better stick to the words. If they dare mess with the words to O Canada tonight in Toronto, I want to hear the most patriotic booing that has ever happened. And whoever is doing it tonight is on notice. You mess with that anthem, and it's time to start getting serious about it.
Well, it's not like it's just been a one-off. It's been a consistent thing that's been happening. I just want to sing "Oh Canada" and be proud of our country and have the Blue Jays win. Like, that's not a lot to ask, honestly.
Wait, you just want to sing the national anthem and your team to win the World Series?
Yeah, it's not a lot.
That's not a lot. Okay.
No, thank you. I'm happy you understand it. Let's move on. Jason writes, hey, Scott, just a crazy conspiracy thought. Just like the U.S. had to go through incompetent leader Biden for the people to vote differently, maybe Trump is playing 4D chess and has played Carney to make Canadians realize liberals are incompetent and to vote differently. Have a good laugh and go Jays go.
I don't know if we're ever going to know the real truth because I'm sure Donald Trump is somewhat conflicted. The political ideology that he has is vastly different from Mark Carney. But I do believe that Trump and Carney have a good rapport. I think that when they get together, they laugh, joke, and I think on some level, Trump appreciates Carney's experience. He understands his, whatever you want to call it. I think that they're friends. I also think that Trump sees Carney as a potential cash cow for America because of Brookfield and all these other things. Now, I don't think he likes him as the Prime Minister of Canada, but I also don't think Trump cares at this point. I think Trump has given up on us. Like when he says, I don't need you guys for anything, now I think he's starting to mean it. Because everything that he could be getting from us, he's starting to source from elsewhere. When he was over at that summit in South Korea and he did a meeting with the leaders from China and he was overseas, the same junket that Mark Carney was on. He was signing deals for rare earth and precious minerals and all sorts of stuff. Like soon it's going to get to a point where they truly don't need us. And that's part of the reason we've got to fix this.
Oh, man.
Good point, though. Thank you.
Yeah.
I don't think, by the way, that Trump is being nice to Carney to expose to the Canadian people that Carney doesn't know what he's doing. I don't think that that's what's going on here. I think they genuinely do like each other. I just don't think that Trump is all that interested in doing a deal with Carney because of Doug Ford and that ad and a few other irritants. I think he's had enough of Canada. And I think if we don't get a deal, we've done it to ourselves.
Well, Jackie writes, hey, Scott, I have a question. How long do we have to watch these commercials about the Ring of Fire before they actually do something to mine it? Wouldn't the money being spent on the commercials be better being put towards getting it there?
Oh, that's just too much common sense for today, Jackie. Come on. We're having fun here. Let's be stupid. Seriously, we're spending a ton of money to promote mining the Ring of Fire.
Yeah.
Something that we could have been doing already if we had thought ahead. Because we always knew that it was there and how much money was sitting in the ground in the Ring of Fire. We're running all these commercials saying mine it, but nobody's actually mining it. Where's the road? That's the step one, is we got to build a road to the Ring of Fire so that whatever we do mine, we can bring down here and process it and send it around the world. We still haven't even started.
No.
Carney still hasn't even said that this is one of the projects we're doing. He said, I'll let you know before the Grey Cup what the first round of projects is. I don't think we're going to see it in our lifetime, Anna. I really don't think in our lifetime we're going to be able to look at some road that connects to the 400 and say, oh, that's the road that goes to the Ring of Fire and it's done and we're bringing minerals down here every day. I don't think that'll be in our lifetime. I think all of this right now is just platitudes and smoke and mirrors to give people the impression that our leaders are on it, but they're not on it. Nothing's done. Nothing's done. It's promises. You don't actually have to deliver. You just need the positive news coverage from the announcement. And it doesn't matter if you follow through. That's been the MO of the Trudeau government for 10 years. And so far, 8-9 months into Carney, it's the exact same thing. Nothing is done. Point me to something that got done that he said he would do during the election other than the easy stuff. Like he passed that minuscule tax cut, which people barely notice on their check.
Oh my gosh,
Nothing else got done. All the projects we said we had to do, none of them are even close. It's sad.
It is sad when you sit back and think about it.
He told us he would do it and he didn't. And there's no consequence for that. You know, like it used to mean something when somebody who wanted to be the prime minister of the country went before the country and said, hey, this is what I want to do. And I promise you I'll do it or I'll step down. Or I promise you no new taxes or I'll quit. Mm-hmm. Nobody in politics has that kind of integrity anymore. Nobody.
Oh my gosh, you're so right. I haven't heard anybody say that in a long time.
They should. They should. Wow. I mean, I don't understand why they don't do that. Anyway, great question.
Yeah.
Don't expect much from the Ring of Fire. All this grandstanding right now is not really going anywhere. Maybe your grandkids will benefit from it, but you won't.
Okay. Well, Jacqueline. So we went from Jackie to Jacqueline. I have 2 questions.
2?
Yes. If there's
it's Friday and I want to get out of here.
Well, the second one's fun. The second one's fun, and there will be more of that second one later in the pod. So I have 2 questions. If there's an upcoming federal election, does this mean that Carney will have to disclose his assets and investments? I may be asking this in a wrong way, but I know he wasn't doing it the last election. Can we hold him to that if he calls for an election again? And then the second question is, and I want to know this too, Scott, Silent Date Guy. When he's going to be on the podcast?
He is likely going to be on before the middle of November. How about that? In the next couple of weeks.
Soon.
Yep. Next couple of weeks. Well, I want to find out if he's doing the vasectomy. And I want to talk to him about that and ask him a couple of questions about things that have happened so far that people have asked me. So I'm going to have him on like in the next couple of weeks.
He's going to actually come in and I get to meet him?
I don't know if he's going to come in or not. Maybe.
This is like Christmas right now.
She lives in Flamborough. It's not far from here.
Oh my gosh, this is great. Okay.
If he's spending the night.
Oh. And then her first question was, will Carney, and I'm curious too, will he disclose his assets and investments this time around?
Nope. The way he did this was kind of brilliant, actually. The way he did that election was, well, I don't have to disclose anything. Not at this point. And then after he got elected, everything went into a blind trust. And a blind trust is supposed to be, you don't know what your assets are, and the decisions that you're making, you don't even know if they're helping or hurting your own investments. Somebody else manages them. In Carney's case, he knows exactly what his investments are. Now, he's not managing them, but if he knows he owns Brookfield, he doesn't need to look at his bank account to see if he's made more money on his Brookfield stock. He just needs to open up the Google stock trader and he can tell you what Brookfield's price is trading at.
Interesting.
He's making a ton of money right now, a ton of it. And no, I mean, he's just going to say, everything's in a blind trust. I've disclosed everything. I mean, yeah, technically, but he still knows what his investments are. And don't tell me for a second that if he wanted a truly blind trust, he should let Pierre Poilievre run it.
Oh,
that's what he should do. That would guarantee a little bit of the spirit of a blind trust. But he knows who's managing it. He knows what assets he has, and he knows what decisions will influence those. Being prime minister is a racket. You can make so much money if you're smart about it. In fact, if you're anywhere in government, You can make a ton of money and pretend you had no idea. Or it's a coincidence or whatever. And there's no consequence for it.
Yeah, that job seems appealing now.
I'd kind of like to do it. Yeah.
Diane, she writes, I'm really worried about the possibility of another election where the Liberals may win the majority. Can we have this? We can't have this. Why does mainstream media insist on promoting the Liberals? And why do boomers fall for these news outlets? It's so frustrating. Great podcast, Scott. I look forward to listening every weekday. Keep up the incredible work. Diane.
Thank you, Diane. It's weird. They were talking about this last night on At Issue on CBC. And by the way, for those who didn't see it, and based on the ratings, I'm guessing most of you didn't because they're pretty freaking bad. Even the panel, which is all liberals, even the panel thinks that the liberals really want this election. They're going to come out and say, oh, the opposition's forcing it. They're forcing a costly Christmas election that nobody wants. They're already using the lines. Costly Christmas election that nobody wants. It's the liberals that want the election. They want this budget to fail. They want to go to the polls and say Pierre Poilievre and Yves Francois Blanchet and Don Davies there are making life too hard for us, and we've got a mandate and we need a majority to do what we want to do for Canada. I don't know if, when it comes down to it again, especially after you hear the news that the Bank of Canada had on Wednesday about really how bad our economy is, and now that people have seen 10 years of Trudeau and 9 months of Carney and seen that it's the exact same thing, lots of promises, nothing ever gets delivered, I think it might go differently this time. Anything could happen during an election. They are a live, living thing, and people's mood shifts like crazy. There's a lot of undecided voters out there. I think that if we vote again, it's going to be a different outcome. Could it be a Liberal majority? Yeah, it could if all the cards go in the right direction. But right now, the Liberals know that they're never going to be more popular than they are right now. And they're not that popular. But they're going to go down because we're going to be in a recession officially. And the economy is losing jobs like crazy. The Liberals know they're going to have to wear all that. They want an election now to try and take a shot at a majority before they're basically trying to save the patio furniture. You know, they're going to be extremely unpopular in a few months. That's why they want this election now. I also see a path to a conservative majority. If you look at the way the last election went down, we ended up with it was close to a majority, but it's a Liberal minority government. But when you break it down at the riding level, some of these ridings were decided by a couple hundred votes. It really doesn't take much. You could take maybe 500,000 people, 300,000 people, 100,000 people in the right ridings, and we totally flip what we have now to a conservative majority or strong minority. It could happen. Only a couple people have to change their mind. The boomers, they're a problem, but I think they're starting to wake up to it. You know, I think the boomers wanted to believe that we had this thing with Trump and he was trying to steal our country, and they just bought it hook, line, and sinker. They bought everything the CBC and the mainstream media were selling. They believed elbows up was a thing. But even they're now hard pressed to justify what Carney has done and what elbows up was, because it wasn't anything other than a marketing ploy that Mike Myers was paid to endorse. And that's why he did it on Saturday Night Live. Everybody fell for it. Well, half the country fell for it. I don't know if you can convince half the country again to fall for that, because the Trump factor, people know he's not coming to annex Canada. They know that the economy and the problems we have now and our immigration problems and our crime problems and everything else, the food bank lines, that has nothing to do with Donald Trump. We had those problems before Trump got reelected. And I think people are starting to connect the dots. Anything could happen if there's another election.
I think you kind of answered this question from Brandon because he wrote, hey, Scott, love to hear where your head is at with the potential election. And if Carney gets a majority government, do you think Canadians have smartened up? So I think you just answered that.
It could literally go either way.
Okay.
Yep.
Walter, morning, Scott. I've got a two-part question. Everybody has two-part questions today.
Y'all are getting greedy on Halloween.
He wanted to know, do you think Pierre Poilievre seriously has a chance to win if we go to the polls again, and you've mentioned that if he loses, he's out. Why is that? The reason he asks is Jagmeet Singh has led the NDP much longer, so why wouldn't Polyev be allowed to stay on? Just looking to understand the politics behind that.
Conservatives won't tolerate it. If he loses 2 elections, by their own rules, he needs a waiver to run again. That means there's going to be this leadership review that's supposed to happen later this winter. He's, I don't even know if he could run again, but he's not going to win again. Pierre's got one last shot at running, and if he doesn't win, he's going to have to go. Even his own caucus members are telling him, or they know anyway, he's got to go if he doesn't win again. You get one shot. He would get 2. And if he doesn't win either time, he's got to go. And I hate to say that because I really do think that he is the man we need right now for the problem in front of us right now. But he's got a lot of the media did a hell of a job on him. You know, like he aggressively questioned Trudeau and the media turned it into, look at him picking on Trudeau. You know, he tried to do the nice things like let us in and meet his family. And here's his beautiful wife who's an immigrant to the country. And here's his daughter who's, as far as I know, on the autism spectrum. And she has special needs. And they tried everything they could to humanize him. But the folks on the left tried so hard, including the media, to make him out to be mean and evil. And I'm not going to support that mean guy. I talked about this briefly in yesterday's regular episode, not the Silent Date guy one. There's so many people that know in their heart of hearts the right way forward is Pierre's way. They know that the Conservatives are what we need in this country right now. But they've been programmed to believe that you're a bad person if you vote Conservative and you're a good person if you're a Liberal. That's just marketing. That's simply not true on almost every issue. And they've also been programmed to think that Pierre is some sort of a monster and they pull out everything from the closet. He's going to take away your right to choose. And that was never going to happen. It never will happen. But people get so hell bent on trivial stuff and they try and convince their friends with stupid arguments like that. Really, it comes down to if you're a Liberal, you just cannot admit you were wrong. You cannot. You would rather have a government that will destroy and tear apart this country than vote Conservative. And I don't understand that kind of identity politics. To me, that's bananas. You've got to vote for the best policy. And if you truly don't like Pierre because you don't like his wife, you don't like the way he smirks, you don't like his aviator sunglasses, you think his suits are too tight, like and any trivial reason that I've heard, mainly boomers, by the way, used to justify not voting for Pierre. If you truly feel like I can't vote for that guy, even though he's got the best policies because I don't like that smug look on his face, then enjoy what you're going to get. And what you're going to get is going to be awful. When the Bank of Canada says because of Liberal policies, Canadians need to get used to a lower standard of life, everybody should be demanding Carney quit right now. And everybody that's sitting behind him, because even if you like Carney, you can't deny the rest of them are all Trudeau people. You've got to get over your trivial objections to Pierre Poilievre because his policy is the only way we're going to get out of the mess we're in. We've tried it Trudeau's way. We've tried it Carney's way. And what have we got to point to that we can say was a success? Got to do something different. And if you don't like him, you got to find a way to vote for him anyway. I voted for lots of people that I thought were total losers because their policy was right. It's just the way it is. You got to vote for the future of the country and the policy that's going to get us to where we want to be, not come up with reasons to not vote for someone that are really trivial in nature.
I actually like how you phrase that.
I'm thinking, you know what, when I say that, though, and
I really do.
I was kind of channeling my mom. And I'll tell you, I've stopped talking to my mom about politics because I can talk to her and she, in one breath, she can complain about all the immigrants and she can complain about all the crime and she can complain about rising taxes and she can complain about inflation in the grocery store. She complains about everything. And then when I say, well, did you vote for Pierre? No, I don't like that guy. I don't like that smug smile. I don't like the way his wife is constantly on the news in my face. I don't like that. Okay, well, all right, boomers. We did it your way for 9 months. You accomplished nothing. The value of your home has gone down. The value of your pension has gone down. All of these things are working against you, and it's going to continue to get worse. Are you still that upset about Pierre's hair? Or do you really just want a better country? Sometimes you got to hold your nose and vote for somebody you don't like, and Liberals are going to have to do that. They just have to. Or stay home. That's the other possibility. There's a lot of people who will not vote conservative, but they know Carney is not getting the job done. And they're just going to stay home if we have another election.
Okay.
I think if we have another election in December, 6 months after our last election, voter turnout is going to be below 50%.
I could see that.
But that could be enough to make it a conservative majority, a liberal majority. It all depends on who gets their voters out.
Okay. This is interesting. Good
That's the
talk.
strategy that they're considering in Ottawa right now. There's so many different moving parts. And a few people have actually asked me for my input, asked me for my assessment of where the
Yeah.
Canadian people are at, politicians. And I told them exactly what I just said here on the pod. It really could go either way, but it's going to come down to who gets their voters out. And it's going to come down to how many liberals show up at the polls. Because I don't think they have anything to be proud of or brag about right now.
So let's say Carney loses, would he, and then Pierre becomes the new prime minister? And would Carney step down? Do you think he would stay on as the leader of the Liberal Party?
Well, he would be the leader of Her Majesty's Loyal Opposition. He would have to move out of his current residence into Pierre's place at Stornoway, and Pierre would move into Carney's place there on the grounds of Rideau Hall. No, Mark Carney is gone. The second he loses that election, he's taken his his family's already in New York. They don't even live in Canada, just so everyone knows that.
I didn't know that.
His wife and kids live in New York, not in Canada.
I had no idea. Maybe I'm new. I don't know. I didn't know that.
And Carney will be gone too. He will
Okay.
never sit in the opposition benches.
Okay.
Never. I promise you, you will never see opposition leader Mark Carney. He will lose the election and step down, and we will probably never hear from the guy again.
Interesting. All right. We'll see what happens. I'm curious now, even more than before.
Well, that's if he loses. Whoever loses this election is fired by their party. The Liberals will probably ditch Carney if Carney doesn't quit first. And if the Liberals win, Pierre's gone.
This is huge.
And then you watch how aggressively Doug Ford goes after that job because he wants it bad.
Well, and you're leading me right into a Doug Ford question, and it's from Rob. And he writes, not sure where Doug's getting his information. My in-laws were visiting last week when he put that ad out. They're centrists, so they're old.
Centrists?
Yeah, so
Yep.
they're older voters who flipped between Democrat and Republican. And even they thought it was idiotic. They despised Trump but agreed with the canceling talks. I also spoke with 5 former American co-workers, 3 Republicans, 2 Democrats, and all 5 said Doug botched the trade deal. None of the 7 people I talked to, though, thought it was smart. Even during our Sunday gaming session, it was all they talked about. If Doug's planning to run for PC leader, he should check the mood outside Ontario. He's getting roasted online.
People are fickle and they change their mind a lot. By the way, here's an opportunity for me to balance it out and be fair. Full credit to Doug Ford. I am grateful to him. And on behalf of the middle class, I am happy to say that Doug Ford canceled the speed enforcement cameras like he said he would. This should have never been a left and right issue, but the left tried to turn it into an issue. Those cameras were a cash grab. Doug recognized that middle class folks were being ripped off, and he stood up and defended them when no mayor would listen to them. When all those mayors, right up to the bitter end, were still trying to install cameras. Yesterday, there were municipalities saying, we're still going ahead with the cameras because the law's not passed yet. They knew the law was coming. Everybody knew it. And they still wasted your money. Doug stood up to those mayors. Nobody else would. And the mayors that tried to pull that on all of us, next fall, fire them all. Every last one of them.
Well,
Doug Ford deserves high praise. Will he win? Yes. I'm here to tell you he's going to. I know you might think, oh, he's not popular outside of Ontario. You watch. Doug Ford will win it in a minute. If Pierre Poilievre doesn't win the next election, or if he doesn't win this leadership review, you will get ready for Doug Ford leading the Conservative Party of Canada. Just book it. I'm telling you now. I'd bet my life savings on it.
excuse me while I pick my chin off the floor.
No, he's absolutely gonna. He's got a really smart team behind him. I don't like that he's acting more politician than normal middle class guy, but that's what politics does to people. I think that his folky appeal that got him elected in Ontario so many years ago is going to be just as charming to the rest of Canada when they get exposed to it. When he goes on television and gives out his cell phone number and somebody calls it and he actually answers. You watch how quickly that resonates. People are going to love it. I know conservatives are mad, but Doug also knows once he's the leader, And a lot of liberals are going to buy conservative memberships to vote for Doug Ford. He knows that. You watch. He's going to get it. And I don't know if he'll ever be prime minister, but he will be conservative leader. This is Pierre's only shot before the dogs come out and want his job.
All right. And speaking of
By the way,
cameras,
I haven't been wrong about any of this stuff so far.
No, that's why it's so interesting. I really sit and dissect everything you say because you haven't.
I'm telling you the way things are going to go. I mean,
You called we were going to have this election, and before it, there was even any rumblings, and here we are.
Here we are, right? And it's a 50-50 call. I'd say it's 70-30 that we're going to have an election in December.
Oh, wow. Okay, so Alex, speaking of those cameras, so Alex Wright just got a ticket from Waterloo on Victoria Street going 50 in a 40. Fire them all. So frustrating that they're still collecting these fees, even with Doug's message to mayors. What are we doing still with these if the verdict comes down from the premier? So I drive a fleet car, so I have to pay it since it's not my personal plate. It works. It's for work, but the payment comes down to me. Now I potentially look back to my employer for a speed infraction that honestly a cop would never have stopped me for.
Yeah, you're right. And if work is angry at you because you keep getting speed enforcement camera tickets, just ask that HR person or your boss or whoever it was that's questioning you. Would an actual cop have given me a ticket for going 50 in a 40? No. And that's part of the reason these cameras got to go. You know, it's funny, Anna, because I am loving the way all this is playing out. I'm thinking about my mayor in Burlington, Marianne Mead Ward, who is just so tone deaf and out of touch. She was to the bitter end fighting on behalf of these cameras. And she was like, we can compromise. We'll reach a compromise. And we'll only use them during school hours and only in school zones. And we'll agree that there's going to be a common limit across the province. So it's not a threshold of 4 over in Burlington, but 10 over in Oakville, which are neighboring cities in southern Ontario. And that's the kind of issues that we're having here. You know, what is perfectly fine in one city will get you a ticket in another city. And they never actually tell you what the threshold is because they want to give you tickets. That's all the proof you need that these are a cash grab. So let me tell you this. Doug was absolutely right to get rid of them. I again thank him and applaud him because that took a little political courage to do that, because there are some radicals that think these things are really about public safety. They believe what the mayors have been telling them. I think the mayors should all repay the money for any cameras that have come in since Doug announced he was getting rid of them. Take that right off their checks. Ask them to explain at the next election why, when they knew those cameras were going, they were still trying to push them on the people. And ask them one more thing. When all these mayors, as their Hail Mary at the end was, let's compromise, let's find a way to keep them, not a one of them made a change.
No.
None of them. Do you think that, you remember all those 21 mayors that all signed that letter?
Yes.
Do we have the same threshold in all 21 of those cities? Because I'll bet you we don't. If you wanted to compromise, you would have. You would have just changed it and made it uniform across the province. You would have made it so they don't ticket you outside of school hours in a school zone. Things like that. They didn't. It was all a lie. It was just to take a political shot at Doug Ford. And frankly, you can take shots at Doug for whatever you want, but this one isn't one of them. He deserves credit for getting rid of those cameras.
Yeah, I'm happy about it. My gosh. Okay, so Evan, speaking of tickets, regarding Ticketmaster gouging, the open market must be respected, but not given to a big fish like Ticketmaster to run wild with whatever they want to charge to process. Also, use the exorbitant fees to implement some sort of fight against the cyber scalper software.
I don't know, man. I mean, we found those people that broke into the Louvre in a week.
Yeah.
How can we not figure out this other problem here? How can we not figure out how to stop scalping? How can we not take down a massive conglomerate that has a total monopoly on the ticket sales? We can't. Evan here, a smart guy, by the way. He messages me a fair bit.
Oh, nice.
He's thought this through, and he kind of agrees with me. I'm going to say it. I know that it sucks that somebody wants to charge $20,000 for a ticket to tonight's Blue Jays game that they paid $300 for.
And that's for real. That's how much it's going for.
But you know what, though? I mean, I believe in the principles of the free market and supply and demand. And if somebody's willing to pay $20,000 for that ticket, then that means that ticket is worth $20,000 because someone is willing to pay it. And you know what? If nobody does, they're going to try it again at $15,000. And if nobody pays $15,000 for it, we know it's not worth $15,000. Drop it down to $10,000. The open market has to prevail. The problem here is We've got Ticketmaster and Live Nation and a few of these other conglomerates out there that control all the ticket sales, and they control the resale market. You know, it's one thing that they'll sell you the ticket to the show, but then if you want to resell it, you sell it through their platform. They're double dipping. The simple answer, nearest I can tell, is if you buy a ticket, the ticket can only be sold by the venue that's hosting it. If you want to go to a game at Scotiabank Arena, only Scotiabank Arena can sell that ticket. And if you participate in the primary ticket sale, you're not allowed to participate in the resale. That would solve a lot of problems. It would. I also don't believe them when they say this show is sold out and only resale tickets are available.
I know.
That's what they say.
Yeah.
I don't know. Did 18,000 people really buy all those tickets in 2 minutes? Maybe for some shows they did, but not for others. Maybe 10,000 people sold tickets and they held on to the other 8,000 to sell them on their own resale market, which they know they can mark up the price on.
It's so sad, but true.
Hey, there's a lot of organized stuff going on here, and it's not fair to the consumer, and it's not transparent in any way. If only the venue hosting the show were allowed to sell the ticket, and if you do participate in the primary sale, you're not allowed to participate in the resale, that would solve a lot of problems. I'm here to help everybody. If somebody at Queen's Park wants to talk to me about legislation, there's my idea.
Oh, it's a good one. Next up, we have Raphael. So, Scott, they have lasers for that now.
Oh, this is about vasectomy? Okay.
You could get a laser vasectomy. I've had 2 buddies do it. It doesn't hurt. So now we're getting onto this topic just for future reference.
Raphael, I don't believe you when you say it doesn't hurt. You know, like they've been telling me that lie since I was a kid. Like, oh, we're going to give you a needle, just a little pinch, and then it hurts.
Don't hurt.
I don't believe people when they say it doesn't hurt.
Listen, I can't say for sure because I don't have the goods to get it done. But some needles don't hurt, Scott. It wouldn't.
Okay, well, listen, be that as it may. I am interested in that now, though. I didn't know they were doing it by laser.
That's cool.
Which part of it do they do by laser? Do they make the incision by laser? Do they cut the VD by laser? I don't know. Either way, the whole process is icky to me.
Yeah.
I totally respect anybody who's done it. I'm just a coward.
Okay.
And by the way, I'm not getting it done. Yeah. This is not my problem.
I love that it's been pushed on you.
Yeah, now I'm like the spokesperson for a vasectomy. And I'm
That's so funny. Oh my gosh, Rob, again, vasectomy. I had a vasectomy 18 years ago. Best choice I made, but I already had my kids. As far as Anna thinking it's easily reversible, it's not. I don't think it's easily, but I know it can be done. Anyways, has anyone thought about maybe this was her way, Silent Date Girl's way of asking if he wanted kids and feeling out how he was feeling? Maybe she thought about having another baby one day as well, and this was her way of asking him in a roundabout way.
Oh, that's an interesting thought. I might want kids, so let me ask him to get a vasectomy. And if he says no, then he wants kids. Is that the reasoning? Yeah. Okay. Maybe. Yeah, I don't know. I've only talked to this woman once at her house and perfectly nice lady. I don't know if she thinks on that level, though.
And she already has a child.
She does have a kid.
She has a son.
I feel like she's direct enough that she would just come out and say, what do you want? Are we having kids or no?
Yeah.
And I'm open to it if you are, but if you don't want to, I'm good. Like, I think she would be the kind of person to say that, but I'm not sure where they're at in that conversation. Okay.
Well, Melissa says, hey, I think it's pretty extreme ask for someone who is not married. I'm guessing this means she has a hard no at more kids. Okay. And he needs to think about whether or not he wants kids or not. So either way, interesting turn of events. I know.
And Plenty of Fish asked 500 singles what costumes they'd be most attracted to.
Ooh, fireman.
Women said... For a costume, you're saying fireman?
Well, yeah, they're fun.
Number 1 was Batman.
Listen, I dated a guy, and I've said this before, who literally had a Batman costume.
And?
I mean, I slept with him anyways, but it wasn't because of the costume. The costume was just like, oh, that's weird, but cool. Okay. Anyways.
Did he keep like the mask and the cape on, or?
Well, he started with all of it. It tripped me out, man. It's a weird thing.
Did he try and do like the I'm Batman?
Yes. And he said it really well. Yeah, okay.
Women said Batman. 1 in 4 women said that would be the one they're most attracted to, followed by Deadpool, the Joker, and Donald Trump got only 1.9% of the vote.
The fact that he was even on the list. This is really weird.
Okay, listen, it's not the real Donald Trump. Some guy dressed as Trump, that's whimsical. That's fun.
Still scary. Oh my gosh. All of that is, none of those really piqued my interest, I gotta say.
Men said,
Oh.
Harley Quinn, number one.
Yeah.
Yeah,
People
Margot
like
Robbie,
crazy.
right? She's hot. I get it.
But people like crazy. Men like that crazy, sassy attitude.
I'm surprised Sydney Sweeney wasn't a last-minute add-on.
Not yet. You wait.
That dress she wore to the Variety Women thing. I'm not sure what the title of it was.
It's like 100 influential women. And so this was Wednesday. It's not a regular dress. This is a see-through silver dress. It left nothing to the imagination. But she has the body to wear it. The small waist, the big boobs, the beautiful face. Girl, if I had it, I'd rock it.
So you're not offended?
No, I thought power to her. I don't.
There's some liberals, though, that are. Like, they're all triggered by it. Like,
Oh
how
my
dare a
gosh.
woman bare her breasts?
No, this is 2025. Like, this is why we've been fighting, so we have the opportunity. Wear what you want to wear. I love not wearing a bra. Honestly, she's only 28 years old. If I could go back and tell my younger self, just go for it. Who cares? Just be present. You're never going to be this age again. Enjoy the body that you're in. And if it offends somebody, don't look. You didn't have to look at the pictures if you didn't want to. It's not like she's going to a school and picking up the kids. Like, there's a time and place, and she knows that.
You didn't have to interact with that photo for very long before your whole timeline was boobs and Sydney Sweeney pics yesterday.
Mine too. I'm telling you, I checked her out. I was like, this is great. And I was like, gosh, a lot of plastic surgeons are probably getting requests for those exact boobs.
Yeah. I liked him. It was good.
Yeah. Me too.
Harley Quinn was number one.
Okay.
Wonder Woman was number two,
Ooh.
followed by a female Ghostbuster, a Kardashian,
Oh my gosh.
and let's be fair, I told you that Donald Trump got 1.9% of the vote from women, right?
Yeah.
Well, Hillary Clinton got even less, 1.1%.
Oh my gosh. My friend has dressed up as Hillary Clinton back in the day, and it was really funny.
Was it a good costume?
Oh, it was so good. It was actually really, really good. Yeah.
I like that.
It was clever, I will say.
Any more DMs?
Oh yeah, sorry. I got so excited. I was thinking about Sydney Sweeney.
I told you we're going to throw some content into this one too.
Okay, right. So, Michael, hi, Scott. I wanted to share my story about getting the snip. All right. I had it done around 2012. After having 3 great kids, my ex and I split in 2015, and I met my now wife a year later, and she didn't want kids and was fine with it. After a few years, we changed our minds and decided on a reversal. It cost $5,000 in 2018.
Whoa. Hey, how come we're paying for fertility treatments, which I completely agree with, by the way, but we wouldn't pay to reverse a vasectomy?
Yeah, I don't know.
If it's $5,000, you need sperm to make a baby. That's just all there is to it. That's never changed.
No, it's true. And the odds were only 50-50. A year later, tests showed she had minor issues and my swimmers weren't swimming. So it was tough, but we knew the risks. My advice to Silent Date Guy, make absolutely sure you never want to be a dad. Life can change. Love the podcast. Been listening for years. Go Jays go.
Great. While I'm pointing out ironies like that, how come I have to pay? And I just had to do this recently. I have an anaphylactic allergy to Advil.
Yes.
Basically anything that's an NSAID, anything from the Advil, Aleve family, I'll go anaphylactic. It would be like if somebody who's allergic to nuts ate nuts. That's what happens to me if I take an Advil. So I carry an EpiPen with me at all times, just in case somebody accidentally gives me an Advil.
I know, because I've offered it too, not knowing. So thank goodness.
And, the EpiPens, thank God I've not had to use it since I had my initial reaction, but they expire. And it's like $100 for an EpiPen.
Yeah.
And I want to know why myself and everybody else that suffers from anaphylaxis is paying this annual fee, even if you don't use it, of $100 per EpiPen, but we give out naloxone kits for free. And I agree with the naloxone kits. We give them out in case you're ever in a situation where somebody is overdosing on an opioid because they can save a life. EpiPens can do the exact same thing. Why aren't they free? Anybody who's got anaphylaxis should be able to go into a pharmacy and get an EpiPen, no questions asked, just like naloxone, because they save lives. That's another thing that's got to get fixed.
I agree with you. And $100, that's not pocket change.
No, it's like 89 plus
expensive.
tax. And I don't know. I'm taking the kid dose because I figure that'll at least buy me enough time to get to the hospital.
Oh my God.
The kid ones are cheaper.
Oh my God. That's actually good information though.
Well, when the pharmacist tried to hand me the adult one, I was like, no, give me the kid one. It's cheaper.
Okay, this is the last one for today. Nick, he wrote, just listen to Silent Day Guy update. Here's my take as someone who's been snipped. I was 100% sure I didn't want more kids and wanted no accidents. I was nervous, but my doctor was great, gave me something to calm down, handed me a magazine, and we talked sports through the whole thing. Just a quick pinch, and it was over. Spent 2 days on the couch with a bag of peas, and that was it. No regrets. Just absolutely make sure that you do not want kids before doing it. Love the pod. Go Jays go.
Go Jays go.
That's from Nick.
Thank you, Nick, and everybody else who wrote in. I hear stories like that from Nick and many, many other people who shared their experience yesterday about having a vasectomy, and that's good. Like, good stuff. I love to hear that. And while I would like to think that, Nick had a good experience and so did all these other people, I'm also aware of those people who had their balls swell up to like the size of a watermelon after they had it done.
You're scared you're going to be that 1%. I can't believe it happened to him, and
Right.
it was you.
Yes, exactly. And again, I'm not getting snipped.
Okay.
I'll
Yet.
tell all this to Silent Day Guy. In fact, he listens to the pod every day.
Oh, great. I can't wait to meet you. And if you need me to hold your hand, I'll be there.
Anna, happy Halloween.
Hey, thank you so much.
Go Jays go.
Woo! I think we're going to take it tonight.
I hope we do, because I got an event tomorrow night. Actually, I'll say a quick hello to everybody. Every year, or most years, I think this is the 10th time I've done it, I'm hosting the annual hospital gala for the Milton District Hospital.
That's amazing.
And I do this one every year because it's so well done, and because Milton is still home to me. Even though I live in North Burlington now, Milton, I lived there for so long, and I still love the community, and anything I can do for that hospital. The one I went to, by the way, when I had that anaphylactic reaction.
Oh, wow. Okay, so you have a strong connection.
But one of the things that still is crazy to me is that people like myself that host these hospital fundraisers, and we might even raise $1 million tomorrow night. It's always for a particular cause. And I don't know what it is this year. Last year, it was for new incubators for the NICU unit.
Amazing.
It is astounding, A, that government doesn't fund equipment. Hospitals have to fundraise for the equipment that goes in their hospital.
Yep.
And it is also astounding how few people know that. Mm-hmm. I think people just assume, well, we've got our healthcare system. It's funded. Nope. Do you know how many times I've gone out on a Saturday night to a charity event to try and raise money so that we could buy an MRI for Joe Brand Hospital in Burlington? I didn't really want to go out. I'd rather be at home. But I know it's important that we have an MRI. And people like me have to go out and do that sort of stuff and raise money and use our name and our celebrity to do that. And it's wrong because the government should provide these things. You can't fund a hospital and say, here's the bricks and mortar and we'll pay the doctors and nurses, but you got to get your own equipment. That's stupid.
It's the truth. Yeah, it is. And so I'm not particularly involved with anything right now. I'd like to be, but living out east, we used to do not teleprompters. What are those? Raise money, and people would tune in.
Telethon.
Thank you. Oh my gosh, I can't believe that left my mouth. But yeah, we would do telethons to raise money for those exact things, and you don't realize how much is needed. So kudos to you. I'm happy you have a great relationship. 10 years, Scott.
Bring your money tomorrow, everybody, because we need it.
Nice.
Most popular thing that people will get in their Halloween treat bags tonight. What's number one?
Reese's Pieces.
By a mile.
Yeah.
Reese's peanut butter cups are the things that people are looking forward to the most. You know what's great, though? You can go into just about any store and buy a 3-pack of Reese's peanut butter cups, and it's like $2.50.
I know.
Or you can just go to your neighbor's house tonight with a mask on, and they'll fill your bag full of them. It's great.
Oh, I wish I could do that for you because I am the size of a child.
What's number two? Reese's peanut butter cups is number one. What's number two?
Mars bar?
Snickers is number two.
Oh, they're like a protein bar. They're so good.
They are delicious.
Yes.
Kit Kat is number three.
Get out. Really?
You know what people don't want? What do you think people are least looking forward to?
Those rocket candies.
Oh, they're terrible, aren't
You're
they?
right.
Yeah. Licorice is number one.
Yes, I hate licorice.
I love licorice.
No, I
really?
hate them. Ugh. Black, red, all of the in between. I don't want them.
Candy corn is number two, although I feel like that's more of an American thing. I never really got a lot of candy corn here in
Neither did
Canada, and I don't hear as much of the complaining as the Americans seem to do. Raisins is number three. Are we still giving those out? Because I haven't had raisins in a Halloween bag in a lot of years. When I stopped trick-or-treating, I got a lot of them.
Yeah.
or when I did trick or treat, when my kids went out and trick or treated, I was the guy who went through the bag every October 31st until midnight looking for pins and needles and stuff.
Know.
And I haven't seen raisins in a long time.
Yeah, and do you remember going? They'd always give you the excuse, "Oh, just because you have so much candy, you got to keep it a little healthy." And it's like, thanks, lady. Thank you.
Friends, have a happy Halloween. Go Jays go. Don't forget to set your clocks back an hour before you go to bed on Saturday night or Sunday morning, and I will catch you right back here Monday with a fresh new edition of Scott Fox After 9. I'll leave you, as always, with the sounds of Pat James and The Whole Truth. Hey now. I really dragged that out, eh?
It was good.
You know what's funny is I've noticed in my headphones that sounds epic. Like, to me, I sound like Vincent Price right now. When you hear it in the podcast, it just sounds a little irritating. So I won't do that anymore, guys. Have a good weekend. Oh.